Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZozoStockWatch.com, and this is your stock watch list and market talk for Wednesday, the 31st January. And let's go ahead and get right into it. Some earnings came out after the bell. Electronic Arts earnings per share revenue miss on EA, but the stock moved down and then they popped it right back up on Electronic Arts as EA guided higher. And this news courtesy of the trade exchange, fastest news service that I know of, and very affordable price at Trade Exchange. So EA earnings per share came out after the bell. Nice pop and nice push up there on Electronic Arts on their guiding earnings per share higher. IMMR enters into multi-year patent license agreement. So IMMR, nice pop in that name in the after hours. And so this one will be on watch for tomorrow, I'm sure. SYRS had a 40 million offering there. AMD had earnings after the bell. AMD. At first, the stock popped up, then they pushed it down, and kind of right back where it started from. AMD, kind of a non-event after all this algo battle here, pushing it down, pushing it up, and then it ends up just under $13 a share on AMD. Earnings per share revenue beat there for that name. BIOC announces closing of 14.8 million public offering. BIOC. All right, so not much going on in the after hours there on that one. CA earnings per share revenue beat on CA. Nice pop in that name, software infrastructure on CA, and I'm actually going to add that to my watch list. Kind of see if that one will give us an earnings play for tomorrow on CA. Next up, we have, let's see, what else do we have? Plantronics PLT. Not much going on there. KNX. Wow, big gap up here on KNX. So I'll have to investigate that. Trucking company popped up in the after hours. Night transport beat by 11 cents but missed on revenue. VICL VICL was halted. News pending. Juniper announces increased quarterly cash dividend for Juniper. They also had their earnings after the bell. Juniper had earnings per share revenue beat, and they also increased their dividend for Juniper, but something that they didn't like on that earnings report. So Juniper got slammed down. Let's see, BG Bunge acquires Grupo. So BG, which was also a target in itself by Archer Daniels Midland, ADM. So BG, not much movement there in the after hours on BG. VICL is doing a restructuring. Reduction in staff of approximately 54% from 74 to 34 employees on VICL. Also, Juniper doing a $2 billion buyback on Juniper. Still not much reaction in that stock as they also announced the $2 billion buyback plan. MOD earnings per share revenue beat. MOD. Auto parts company, Modine Manufacturing, popped up a little bit, so I'll add that one to my list to watch. You might get a play in that tomorrow. Red Hat to acquire, let's see, Core OS, Red Hat. Not much going on there in the after hours on that one. Let's see what else. Kramer came out with a little bit of a tweet here on AMD. I question if AMD should even be down. I see down. I see much I like. Jim Cramer, he had tweeted that on AMD. So Cramer coming out protecting AMD. WNC earnings per share revenue beat. WNC. Not much action in the market. I'm sorry, in the after hours, excuse me. Sorry about that. Crude inventories came out, the API crude numbers. Last time I looked, yeah, oil was down. USO is the ETF for oil. They had a build on crude inventories, so oil moving down in the after hours. So that was the API. What else came out? BLCM got halted on news pending, and then Bellicom Pharmaceuticals announces clinical hold on BPX 501. So BLCM. That one selling off about 41, 42% in the after hours. So that one taking a hit. FDA clinical hold. 3 cases of brain injury deemed possible related to BPX-501. Adam Furstein tweet on that. So not good there. And then like I said, BLCM took a hit in the after hours on that name. So some news came out on Apple, DOJ, SEC investigating potential security violation sources. All right, so Apple not really being affected by that, but Apple has been a little bit off going into the earnings so far. And then, AVGR, they're going to do a reverse split, will be effective tomorrow on AVGR. Let's see if I can find the split. Let's see, I thought I saw it earlier. AVGR, here it comes. AVGR, 1 for 40 reverse split. So 1 for 40 reverse split will be effective at tomorrow's open, and that's for AVGR. All right, 1 for 40 reverse split. AVGR. All right, let's go ahead and look at the calendar of events for tomorrow, for Wednesday. FOMC meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. The announcement will be coming up, okay? That's at 2 p.m. tomorrow, whether they're going to raise interest rates or not. So that'll be released on the announcement tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Pretty straightforward as far as economic information for tomorrow. Oil numbers come out at 10:30. Employment cost index, Chicago PMI. Also, companies reporting. I believe Facebook reports tomorrow after the bell. Let's see, A, B, C, D, F, G. Yeah, Facebook tomorrow after the bell. And what else is there? Qualcomm after the bell. KLIC, Click, eBay. So some big names coming out tomorrow. And then Boeing before the bell on Wednesday, January 31st for Boeing. So big name there. A lot of eyes on that. And then Thursday after the bell is a bunch of important earnings. Amazon, Google, Amgen, Apple, all reporting Thursday after the bell. YRCW, that's a trucker. Visa, letter V there. So a lot of big earnings coming out on Thursday before and after the bell. All right, and then don't forget we have the employment situation. This calendar courtesy of the trade exchange. The market wrap, some stocks that were up: KZIA, IMRN, IMMY, AKAO, CALD, EXTR, GNBC, NTCT, MOBL, CBay, and then some stocks that got hit. AKS had earnings, they were down. HOG had earnings, they were down. MXIM not getting bought out, so that stock reversed. GLW, Corning down after they released earnings, so that's some of the stocks that were winners and losers. And then we have for call activity, unusual call activity in Celgene, CY, QRVO, SGMS, CARS, PLTA, Twitter, New York Times, UAA, Leap call activity, RCII, and then put activity, unusual put activity, AMAT, RIG, and MTOR for put activity. Your futures currently, after the move down today in the markets, and we'll get into that in a second. Futures currently, it's about 6:38 my time, so it's very early in the evening. Dow futures up 22, S&P futures up 2, NASDAQ futures up 6 for your futures. Let's see. Let me just take a look at some stocks, XRX and KONE. XRX, KONE popping up here in the after hours, so I'll throw that one on watch for tomorrow also, KONE. And XRX, let me just check that one out. Kind of basing under this 33 number, so I'll throw XRX on a watch. See if maybe we get a move out of that one. Held up pretty well. Just adding some stuff to the watch list. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the markets today. You know, the Dow was down about almost 400 points today on the Dow. Ended up down 362 points on the Dow, and so let's go ahead and look at the SPY and the indices for today, the action. All right, so finally the SPY broke down and took out the 5 EMA. Currently, we're right around the 10 and the 13 EMA. Still not much damage. If this thing went all the way down to the 50 SMA here, the blue line you see here, we'd still be in an uptrend on the SPY. So we'll have to see how they're going to move this market tomorrow. We're going to get a continuation move down. Are they going to bounce it off my 13 EMA here, the purple dotted line you see, and then head us back up? So we'll see tomorrow. Currently, the number to watch, the lows here on the SPY, that 281.22. All right, and I'll bring back my lines. I have that yellow line there, 281.22. So that's kind of the number the bulls have to watch. And then the bears could not get us back over 283 today. So the bulls could not reclaim 283. So keep those numbers on watch for the SPY. And then the Qs, similar, but Q's actually bounced here around the 10 SMA and off of this 168 number there on the QQQ. IWM, the number to watch here is that the lows here around that 157, 156.73 were the lows on the IWM, and trying to hold this 20 SMA. So we'll see if we're going to get a continuation move down, or are they going to bounce us up? Like I said, Apple showing the most weakness out of the big names there. Apple, that one, after it had gotten down below the 50 SMA, came down to about the 100 SMA. Amazon was actually very strong today. Amazon is just a beast, man. They're going to be involved with Berkshire Hathaway and JP Morgan in a new healthcare company. And so Amazon very strong here today on that name. Let's check out Google. A little bit of selling in Google, not much. Facebook bouncing off of the around that 181 level. Our earnings coming up soon. Tesla actually held up pretty well today. Netflix, no real selling in Netflix. So, those names holding up. And then NVIDIA, we'll take a look at NVIDIA. No real damage done here to this powerhouse NVIDIA, still holding above the 5 EMA for NVIDIA. All right, let's go ahead and get into the watch list. It's not too long tonight because we do have a down market, but some stocks that were popping today, AKAO. This one had over 4 million shares traded. AMD, we'll watch this one now that the earnings are out of the way. I'll be watching this one to see if it can take out, that 13 area on AMD. AMPE, watching to see if it can get up over $3. A little bit lower in volume than I like, but if it gets over 3, volume could come in. ARAY, nice pop today, relative strength to the market, 2.2 million. BSPM had given us this big pop a few days back, back over the 5 EMA and right at $3. So BSPM will be on watch. CA, they had earnings after the bell. looks like, had a big pop here. So we'll see on CA if it wants to give us a trade. Intraday, CBAY, relative strength, 4.7 million shares. We'll see if this one wants to set up tomorrow. CO. Nice pop today, almost a million shares, just under that 10 spot on CO, okay, biotech stock. DXD, now these are some of the inverses. This is an inverse for the Dow, DXD. So if you want to watch this one for maybe a continuation, DXD, or you can go with DOG, either one. All right, DOG or DXD, and that would put basically when you go long this, you're shorting the Dow Jones. So DOG or DXD. Next up, we have a GNBC. It's a bank, a regional bank, trying to get up over 24 here. 1.2 million shares came into the name, so that one will be on watch. HMNY just could not clear this 10 spot, so it was a rough day today in the market, so maybe that had something to do with it. So HMNY, if it ever gets over this 10 spot, it might go. So keep your eye on that one. IMMR, nice pop here today, 3.8 million shares. This one will be on watch intraday, and here was the intraday chart. So we'll see if this one wants to make a move tomorrow. And then Intel pulled back here a little bit on Intel. The other day, yesterday, we played this for about $1 move as it broke up through 50, and we got a nice pop, and now it's pulling back again. So I'll have Intel on watch. Let me see, KONE. Looks like it's popping here in after hours. I don't know what the news is on. It looks like a low volume telecom stock. Only 49,000 shares traded today, so we'll see on that one. Not a favorite. MOBL gave a little bit of a pop today, 2.5 million, but pulled back again. But that could have been because of the market conditions. So maybe MOBL might want to get going. Next up, this MOD had earnings after the bell. It popped up, so I'll see if this one wants to set up. PTN. This looks interesting. It's starting to turn up, starting to round up here on PTN, trying to get up over that $1 number on PTN, so keep that one on watch. All right, if you like to play those names, basing under $1 here on PTN, but diagnostics and research. Then again, another inverse, this one to the SPY. So if this one wants to maybe continue up, SPXU, you see the volume that came into the SPXU today. So we'll see if we get a continuation move in that. TD Bank, sorry, not TD Bank, Toronto Dominion Bank, TD symbol, holding up well. All right, so this one has a high today of 60.65. Not really any pullback in TD Bank, holding up well. TWN, another one of those inverses. When you go long this, you're shorting the market. In this case, you'd be shorting the IWM. All right, so if they want to make a continuation move down, maybe TWM might want to continue up. You see the volume that came into TWM today. Twitter, a lot of chatter around this name, trying to get up and hold above 26. Twitter, TZA, another one. Let me turn this lines off for you. Another inverse, so if they want to move this up, you see the volume that came in on TZA. This, once again, would be a short of the IWM. By going long TZA, you're basically shorting the IWM, the Russell 2000. We got a nice trade in WATT. We traded this one over 19 and change, and it moved up to nearly 20 bucks on a watt. So this one will be on watch. That $20 area had relative strength today. The other one we traded today was Win. I made a video on it. I'll attach it to this video. We got Win at 166.30 today. All right, $166.30, and it went all the way up to 172.30 on the high. So I did a video on this, so check it out.